What I'm talking about today is Black Summer, a series that recently appeared on Netflix. And it revolves around zombies. And I know what you're saying. Zombies are done. Zombies we have seen before. We get it. We get it. Walking Dead ratings are at the lowest point they've probably been in an entire series' existence. We get it. Which is worth mentioning because they're actually planning spin-offs, by the way. You strike when iron is hot, AMC. Food for thought. In any case, Black Summer is a remarkably good series. And this shocks me, to be totally honest with you, because there are plenty of zombie series out there. Most recently, there was Cargo, also on Netflix, which is also very good. But on the whole, zombies are kind of getting played out. It's running its course. But that being said, Black Summer is like a breath of fresh air. Looking at Black Summer, I don't recognize any of the actors. That's not a bad thing. It would be if they were terrible. It would be really, really bad. But everyone actually acts really, really well. Plus, I don't recognize them. So that's interesting to me. It's new faces. There's no big name carrying this series. It's just people responding to things. It helps with the whole zombie narrative, at least for me. Watch The Walking Dead, which is probably the premier zombie television show on television, you get a feel for the way it flows, the way it works. It has a very operatic quality, I like to describe it as, by which I mean it's predictable. You watch it long enough, you kind of know how things are going to happen. Black Summer is not predictable. As I mentioned already, you don't know who anyone is. So you don't necessarily know how things are going to proceed. Now, if the story were badly written, that would be another matter entirely. Thankfully, at least for the first season, it is not. It's well written, it's clever, and it's interesting, and that works for me. What do I mean by running? It's that if zombies are chasing after you and there's chaos everywhere, you're going to do a lot of running. In fact, you're going to probably spend most of your time running. And that's perfectly okay. That's not cowardice. That's your response, a panic response to a situation beyond your comprehension, beyond your ability to deal with. This makes sense, and I like it. It doesn't make for die-hard, Bruce Willis type heroics. And that's perfectly okay. Why is that? Because Die Hard is a movie that's based on those type of tropes. This is not. And it doesn't deal with them. People run a lot. And another good thing to mention is that people shoot and miss a lot in this series. I really like that. Why? Because not everyone is a marksman. Not everyone is going to aim at their target and shoot it in an efficient fashion. Some people just don't do that very well. In general, especially if you've never held a gun before, you're going to start picking one up and suddenly you're the best marksman on earth. And Black Summer reflects that. People with guns are shooting at these zombies all the time. They don't hit them very well. Sometimes they don't hit them at all. In fact, sometimes they shoot each other in the effort to shoot a zombie. And that makes sense to me because unlike with The Walking Dead, which is very operatic and controlled in its approach to these type of things, Black Summer is chaotic, it's messy, and people don't do things quite in the fashion that you may be accustomed to. They mess up a lot. They do stupid things a lot. They do contrary things a lot. And that's okay in this environment, because this environment is chaos. This environment is the epitome of madness. I don't want at least in this series, someone just knows how to cope with this nutsiness, this craziness. I want to see people who are just running out of their freaking minds trying to get away. The chaos, the anarchy is part of what makes this show so fascinating to me. It's people reacting, as I've said before, to situations they don't understand and can't get their heads around, who have no familiarity with these type of circumstances at all. And that really works for me. You've heard of The Asylum. They've made schlock, and that's being kind. They made schlock like the Sharknado movies, Sharktopus versus Octo whatever, Atlantic Rim. They make terrible movies deliberately. In fact, that's their business model, to make cheesy, terrible movies. And it's worked for them very well. But there's only so much growth, I imagine, you can have in deliberately making crap. So, believe it or not, Black Summer is produced by The Asylum. In fact, based upon Zombie Nation, an Asylum series that really, really isn't very good about zombies. But with Black Summer, there's not a CGI blood splatter to be found. It's visceral, it's gritty. A lot of it, I think, has to do with Peter Hyams directing and writing this series. And his manner of filming is fascinating to watch. It's very visceral, it's very quick. A lot of it seems to be done on Steadicams, but it's not shaky. The camera's moving and it's fluid and it's moving around things and there's so much activity. It's really fascinating. It doesn't feel quite as choreographed as a lot of the movies of this nature are. It's interesting to watch and it has novelty, by which I mean it's new. And that's an important thing. I mean, I've seen virtually every episode of The Walking Dead up to this point. Black Summer is new. The way it treats the material is interesting and fresh, because at this moment, Black Summer is at the top of my zombie series to watch list. Check it out. You will enjoy it. This is Brian with ScreenPods.com and Review. Peace.